Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Del. Good morning, Merrill.
Phil.
Good morning.
Janice.
I was thinking in terms of what we have as a country to begin with. If we look around at the major cities across this land, we see destruction and poverty and, great need for our people, our own people in this country. And what do we see our president doing but riling our own people up against the quote-unquote establishment or the man or white people or, however he wants to frame it. Mm-hmm. So on the one hand, he is destroying our natural infrastructure, our natural population. He's destroying the relationship of our people, while at the same time they are promoting this humanitarian cause to bring people that we cannot know. We do not understand them. They do not understand us. They are antithetical to our belief system, and yet these are the people that he is trying to help. Seems to me he's got his priorities all mixed up.
Well, Merrill, the question that I would like to ask you and to follow up on that, what is the incentive that is being offered to people like Governor Snyder and a couple of other people like Kasich? Is there a big piece of gold out there being held down to bring these refugees into these different counties and municipalities?
I don't know all the ins and outs of what kind of bargains have been struck between the federal government and the state governments. It could even be that there are threats of taking things away if they don't play ball. Yeah. The outfits that are really making the money on this are the voluntary agencies. Yes. There are 9 of them in total who make a great deal of money resettling these refugees, which really amounts to getting them hooked up with all the social services programs.
Yeah, is that the Catholic services and the Baptists?
That's right.
Yeah. Some of them they are reimbursed from the UN. I think it's like $7,000. It's like $7,000 a person.
Well, that's
a reimbursement
basically
from the UN.
If it's coming from the UN, it's actually coming from us because we finance.
We put in UN. Yes, that's good.
Yeah, almost all taxpayer money that's involved. Almost 100%. It's in the high 90s in every case as far as who's funding these voluntary agencies, but it is 100% in taxpayer money across the board for resettlement of refugees. And the figure is it probably costs about $65,000 over a 5-year period.
Yeah, that's probably.
Merrill, when you look at these laws that the House has now initiated in an effort to supposedly stop or slow down the resettlement, do you feel concerned, as I do, that it almost seems like these laws are just show laws? And they say, well, we can't have Syrian refugees and we can't have Iraqi refugees, but what about, Saudi Arabian or Pakistani people who are still against us? Why are we saying a specific location when, in fact, we should put a halt to all Muslim immigration into this country?
Well, not just Muslim, all immigration should be put on a halt. Yes. Phil was just saying, Mayor Janice, that we should have a 10-year moratorium on all immigration, so that we can.
I agree.
So
I
that
agree
we
with
can.
You, and
everybody,
and that's why I talk about Sharia.
Yes,
because Sharia is a code of law, really, or behavior. Sharia for the Muslim covers everything that they do in their life.
Yes.
And I mean, in extreme forms, it is the death penalty for leaving Islam or for criticizing the Prophet, something like that. But it really governs everything about their lives. And it is incompatible with the U.S. Constitution.
It is.
People who practice Sharia should not come to the United States. They do not belong here. If they need to find refuge, they should go to a Sharia practicing country.
And as a follow-up on that, we have people in high office in this country, like Mohammed El-Libieri, a high position, holds a high position in Homeland Security. He says that America's Constitution is the most Sharia-compliant Constitution on earth. And
that's poppycock.
Yeah, but the thing about it is they know that they can use the people, especially the liberals, to change whatever it is that needs to be changed in our Constitution to accommodate them. Nothing that's ever happened to in terms of offering freedom of speech and freedom of religion to people that love Sharia benefits the United States. All of the benefits goes to the Sharia lovers.
Yeah.
Right. And the interesting thing is, why would we believe what that guy says anyway? One of the major tenets of Islam is taqiyya, or lying to the infidel for an advantage.
Yes.
We believe
that we believe the guy that's in the White House, he's a part of that.
Merrill, I got a caller that would love to give you a quick question. We're going to go to line 3 and Ruth from Willis. Good morning, Ruth.
Good morning. I heard this morning on the news that the president is going to the Supreme Court to approve this immigration policy. And I have also read that his ultimate goal is to have a one-party government for America, which would be democratic. And we know that 90-some% of Muslims vote Democratic, and they certainly will with all the benefits that they're getting when they come into our country. And so this influx of immigrants will very likely cause the Democrats to win the next presidency if we allow all these people in. I just wanted your guests to comment on that.
I don't think there's any doubt that the immigration policy that we've seen in the last 35 years, really spearheaded by our friend Senator Biden and Senator Ed Kennedy, that this immigration policy has been a vote planning policy by the Democrats ever since its inception. That's the whole idea. Give people a lot of free stuff and get them to vote for you. And it's a very serious problem, I think.
It is very serious.
And that's why they went south of the border in Mexico. That's the dream of that idea. Mexico has a one-party system with a Democrat-formed Constitution. I mean, it's exactly what they dream of here. So that's exactly why that south of the border influence is
and they see just like we know that they see that they can, through this influence, that they can get these same folks vote Democrat for the next 200 years.
Exactly
just like the people in the homosexual community and people that are lined up with them in the black community and all of them. They looking for people that's going to be loyal for the next 200 years. They have a strong voting bloc.
Our black brothers have shown it. They are the model for that particular idea that you're talking about, because we know what Johnson said about it. So but Merrill, it has been a real pleasure having you with us this morning, and you have to come back because there are some questions that I would love to ask you to get a little bit more idea of what we can do, where can we go, what can we do, but time is fleeting. Would you give those websites and information? So
the website is refugeeresettlementmonitormichigan.com.
Okay,
it gives you all the information you need to know about this topic, and also a way to connect. If you want some of our speakers to come out and talk to your community group or provide any additional information, that's what we're here for, because knowledge is power, and we're trying to help every way we can.
Okay, and that again is refugeeresettlementmonitor.com?
Michigan. Monitormichigan.com. 4 words, refugeeresettlementmonitormichigan.com.
And I'll be looking at that, and we definitely will be looking at some of the people that will give this information out it's been, again, a pleasure talking with you, and we will have you back.
No, thank you.
Thank
My
you
pleasure.
so much, Merrill.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.
Mayor Janice, we
Yes,
are
sir.
in the last couple of minutes of the show. Is there something that you might want to give us a little insight on?
Well, I just want to point out to the listeners that we need to use every single opportunity that we can to re-educate our millennials and the generations after them, because they don't realize that the Democrat Party, as it currently is configured, is a communist party.
Yes, it is.
It is not the Democrat Party of your dad.
That's right. And the thing about it is, I foresee and I predict that in a couple of years, probably 20, 25 years, when all of these power structures that they brought into this country to vote Democrat will realize that they have enough power to push their own issues, they're going to be pushing for a coalition government. And if they can't get that, they'll be looking for some kind of parliamentary system where they can actually have the power of their enclave. And
Pray that we can educate the masses before then. So.
Yeah, oh man, we've got to. If we don't, the country's gone. It's gone now, but
well, I'm
can't
counting
be
on you
back.
because you're a great voice in the community.
Well, hopefully we can get that voice out a little bit better and try to wake some of these people up. It's just incredible that people still would vote Democrat after all of the mess that's gone on in the last 7 years.
Unbelievable, and thank you so much for having this important segment. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okie doke.
All right. Well, Phil, I just want to leave you with a quote from Charles McCullough.
Abolitionist Round Table.
There it is.
Well, we'll see you next week, folks.
Discussions by mailing correspondence to Art of Michigan, Post Office Box 135, Garden City, Michigan 48135.
Or follow Phil and Del at artofmichigan.com. You can also send emails to artofmichigan@hotmail.com. And most of all, continue to listen every Saturday and tell a friend.